And let's have Sumita back with us. All right. So this time we're going to talk about our next topic, which is shaping tomorrow's markets, AI, data, and the digital transformation of global capital. So let's not waste any time and welcome Mr. David Schwimmer, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the London Stock Exchange Group, here on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Schwimmer. He's the Chief Executive Officer at London Stock Exchange. Mr. Schwimmer, over to you.
Good evening. Thank you to the Times Group for having me today. I'm delighted to be in New Delhi. LSEG is one of the pillars of global financial markets, providing the market infrastructure and data that power the world's financial ecosystem. But that is not where we started. You're probably familiar with one of our businesses, the London Stock Exchange, which was born in the narrow alleyways of London over 300 years ago. From there, we became a successful regional exchange focused on equities and Europe, with a niche financial data and analytics business. But over the past 5 years, we have transformed. And sitting at the center of global capital markets, LSEG now provides the products and services that are reshaping the financial services industry. We transformed LSEG when we bought Thomson Reuters' finance and data business, known as Refinitiv. Our vision was that the data and the infrastructure necessary to deliver data are just as important an element of market infrastructure as is access to an exchange or a clearinghouse. That acquisition made us a leader in data and market infrastructure on a global basis and across asset classes. Beyond our data, we build and manage indices that are shaping global investment strategies, indices that now have more than $20 trillion in benchmarked assets. We operate one of the world's largest clearinghouses, clearing over 90% of global interest rate swaps. And today, we are helping to power the world's markets, markets that are moving faster at every turn, characterized by technological advancement and digital transformation. With LSEG's unmatched depth, breadth, and quality of data, we sit at the forefront of these changes. That data is in demand. Each day, we deliver hundreds of billions of market-moving data messages to our customers around the world, which include over 1,000 Indian corporates and financial institutions, many of which are represented in this room. And together, we are building the future of finance. India is already playing a major role in that journey, a pioneer in innovation, a leader in shaping technological talent, and set to become the world's third largest economy by 2028. India is at the center of the financial industry's transformation. India is no stranger to driving foundational change. Centuries before the Industrial Revolution in Britain redefined the modern world, before the printing press in Germany revolutionized the spread of ideas, India re-engineered the mechanics of global trade, commerce, finance, and technology by defining a decimal numerical system and, for the first time, placing a value on zero. India laid the foundation for our entire economic infrastructure. This gave the world a universal language for numbers, enabled commerce at scales and speeds previously impossible, and paved the way for today's technology. So it's only fitting that over these 2 days, as we explore tokenization, AI, and the digital transformation, we are here in India, and LSEG is honored to be a part of it. This year's summit is focused on disruption in the financial markets as innovation sparks major shifts across the industry. Every day, we see businesses and policymakers using that momentum to drive real change. It is not easy, but it is well worth it. India's unified payments interface is a great example. 10 years ago, India sought a solution to simplify bank-to-bank transfers, and today, UPI is the world's leading real-time retail payment system and operates in 8 other countries, from Europe to the Middle East, a successful, interoperable, and scalable digital infrastructure. UPI isn't just a model for countries building their own digital economies. It is a blueprint for India's next wave of technological ambition, especially in AI. From the recently announced 21-year tax holiday for foreign companies that use India-based data centers to hosting global AI conversations like next week's AI Impact Summit. We are seeing a country not only adapting to a shifting global economy, but shaping it, embracing and accelerating technological change at remarkable speed. At LSEG, we recognize that momentum. India is now our largest global hub, home to more of our people than any other country, including the UK. We see the innovation, the talent, and the determination to harness this new era of technology and engineering. It was no coincidence that in 2024, we opened our largest engineering center in Hyderabad. And throughout this journey, LSEG has drawn inspiration from India's bold, confident push to lead in AI. To many in the financial sector, AI isn't new. But LLMs, agents, and other tools create opportunities to drive efficiency, productivity, and faster, more effective decisions. To deploy this technology at scale across our industry, we need to be able to trust the outcomes that AI produces. And this starts with the inputs, with the data. And trusted data is at the very heart of LSEG's AI strategy. As the financial industry adopts this promising technology, we're seeing an enormous appetite and unrelenting demand for data. Customer demand for our data has risen by about 40% per year since 2019. But the critical element isn't the volume of data. It's about the quality and trustworthiness of the data that we rely on. Most LLMs are initially trained on the Internet's dataset, known as the Common Crawl, which is about 8 to 10 petabytes in total. LSEG alone has more than triple this amount. We have 33 petabytes of high-quality, accurate, and trusted financial data. And in our industry, where decisions are based off pinpoint accuracy, data sets with low accuracy rates aren't just inefficient, they create real risk and errors. Without the right data, even the best models or algorithms deliver mediocre or worse, misinformed results. Poor quality data increases the risk of AI hallucinations, model drift, and unintended bias. And we're still in the early stages of seeing what impact AI will have on the financial sector and indeed on the global economy more broadly. We will need to adapt to new practices, new roles for our people, and new regulatory regimes. And critically, we will have to provide and maintain the integrity of the data that powers artificial intelligence. But AI is not the only technology shifting the tectonic plates of global finance. After several years of experimentation and proofs of concept, we are now witnessing and at LSEG helping to drive the integration of digital capabilities and the growing usage of digital assets across the financial sector. It's estimated that the global issuance of distributed ledger technology, or DLT-based, fixed income instruments reached around $4.5 billion in 2025, almost a 300% increase since 2023. By 2030, that number is expected to hit $22 billion. We are standing on the edge of a massive transformation. Every day, we see different regions exploring how they can successfully deliver a live, regulated environment for issuing, trading, and settling digital securities, from the EU to the UK's Digital Security Sandbox to Singapore's Global Layer 1 initiative. But other nations are not far behind. In the US, the SEC has enabled regulated digital experimentation through guidance and targeted exemptive relief. And while India hasn't yet established a market-wide DLT sandbox like Singapore or the UK, it is steadily laying the groundwork from RBI-led pilots on tokenized instruments to SEBI's experiments with DLT. At LSEG, we see DLT in the near term as a way to replace costly legacy infrastructure, improve post-trade processes, and reduce risk. Our digital market infrastructure platform, DMI, already live with its first clients, will deliver blockchain-powered scale and efficiencies for the entire trade lifecycle and across any asset class. But the increases in AI and DLT are not the only changes impacting the markets. Another transformation in market infrastructure is well underway, and that is the growth of private markets and the narrowing distinction between public and private markets. And we will see significant activity there as well. So across AI, tokenization, public and private markets, we will see significant and dramatic change and innovation in the capital markets. Thank you very much.